Hello. Today's 13th of March 2018. Um, well, I'd just like to discuss a bit about, well, take for instance, I'm paranoid schizophrenic, supposedly. Um, and I want to talk a bit about my worldview, how I see things, my perception of things. There are certain symptoms I supposedly display: paranoia, delusions of grandeur, and that sort of thing. Um, so, alright, so that's what they're telling me I suffer from, but I think it would be useful for me to talk to you, um, you know, outside of that whole framework about how I see the world. Um, you know, Maybe I am delusional, and maybe someone can, sort of, you know, clear that for me or give me some clarity on that, because I'm not getting a lot of that from mental health services at the moment. Um, Take for example, in terms of my view of looking at things, I'm a British Pakistani living in England. Um, so there is this automatic bias I feel towards people like myself. Um, uh, so it's not in a positive way, in a negative way. There's a kind of suspicion. Um, if anything, I think there's a general paranoia from society about people like me. Am I going to sort of want to, hurt innocent people and stuff like this and destroy their way of life? Maybe. I don't know what it is, but this is just perhaps one of my false beliefs that they like to keep on telling me that I suffer from. I also think there's a war on terror going on, as they call it. But to me, sometimes it feels like there is, more of a war against Islam or people who look Muslim going on. It's not just, Christians or people who are from a secular culture who are opposed to people like myself, but others as well. I think this is. These things sort of can be even Buddhists and others, Hindus, who are kind of all taking pot shots at Muslims or anything that falls within their definition of what a Muslim is. But again, this is potentially just my persecutory thoughts kicking into action. So, hopefully, this can be clarified as well for me at some point. So in terms of, say, for example, a war, there's been occasions in the past where I've glorified certain, groups who are classified as terrorists, like Al Qaeda. Um, so, what was that about? Now, this is, a very complex thing for me. When, I'm dealing with a lot of sort of abuse or things that kind of make me become rageful online, I just respond in a very particular way. Maybe it's unreasonable of me to respond, and I should just, take the high ground and just, shrug it off. But that's difficult for me. There is what I feel, a great deal of rage also towards people like myself, um, from them. Because it does appear to be a them and us thing to me. I'm not a practicing Muslim by by any sort of scale. I like to drink alcohol. I like to eat pork. So I don't know why by what definition I would be categorized even as a Muslim. I don't, you know, fast or pray and stuff like this in the sense of Salah. So I'm not practicing. So that's that. But you know, I still appear to be, you know, when I'm out and anonymous, you know, to be of a Muslim appearance, which is fair enough. But that aside, you know, it's a case of, you know, these things about I suffer from paranoia, supposedly, and delusions of grandeur, and God knows what else they kind of pigeonhole me as. This is mental health services. So, you know, I have to kind of accept that the medical professionals are saying that my beliefs are potentially false, and I'm paranoid about these things. But I'm not getting any clarity on the matter. So I'm not really certain, you know, where is the you know, in the true sense of delusion, where that lies. Because if that could be clarified, then maybe I could examine it. But as it hasn't, as of yet, which it hasn't, I just still remain a bit in a state of limbo, I guess. So maybe, you know, someone outside of that profession might be more useful in, you know, telling me where I'm sort of misplaced in my beliefs and this sort of thing. It's a difficult subject, isn't it? But anyway, I'll just probably leave it at that for now, because there's just so much you know, I would like to express, but kind of end up in a state of ambivalence about many things. But then again, you know, is that in my mind, or is that, you know, is that a fair point to be ambivalent about all these things? I don't know. All I'm told is that I'm paranoid and I'm delusional. But that doesn't help me clarify where those paranoia and those delusions are, because I don't really understand, you know, or they haven't really explained to me where those things are. So, you know, I'm just giving a description of, you know, certain ways or perceptions I have of the world I live in. Or so maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, but potentially wrong, because if the medical professionals are saying that I have false beliefs and paranoia, then these things aren't necessarily true. These are just in my mind, and it's not a reflection of what things are in themselves. So I'll have to come to terms with that. But until someone can give me a clearer idea, you know, of where those false beliefs and paranoia lie, I'm kind of going to remain in a state of purgatory, I guess. Anyway, I'm just waffling on now. It's just, sorry, I just want to give an idea of, you know, what it's like to suffer from such a painful condition, I guess. But you know, what is it? Where is the problem? Is it me, or is it society? I guess God knows such things. But anyway, that's probably another one of my false beliefs. Peace. Goodbye.